Hello and welcome to Boner City, USA, presented by DorkSplosion.com, the podcast so aptly named that we can't help but laugh at it ourselves. My name is Dan Bilak. I'm one of your co-hosts, one of the four. I'm here with
Andrew Dewitt,
Ryan O'Neill,
and okay, that's no,
the Danish.
Jeff, you don't have to.
That was cool. I thought that was cool.
You don't have to draw that out. Like
I've been practicing that.
You have not.
do we have a
All week.
soundboard or something? So after you do that, we can be like, "Oh, wooga."
We're not doing drops, you idiots.
That's a
We
good
do need to
idea.
get some props.
No, there's no props. There's no
Sound
props.
Where was
There's
the boing?
Yeah,
Boy,
a little late.
That's
a
just
late
you.
boner.
Let's redo
dude.
the intro.
No,
Dan.
we're not redoing the intro. That's it. So on today's podcast, we're going to talk about school stuff.
School stories.
Andrew is drawing a buxom pirate woman for one of the new DorkSplosion.com animated web series, and she's a pirate with giant tits in like a pirate shirt, but it's see-through because you can see her nipples.
And she has an Adam's apple.
Yeah, she has a huge. Her Adam's apple is bigger than her tits or
That's
her
not
nipples.
an Adam's apple.
What the fuck is that?
Is that a penis that's been
No,
shoved down her throat?
It's this part of your throat that it's the part of your throat that dips in by the collar.
that a man has? Like
Dude,
the
it looks
Adam's
like an
apple.
Adam's
The
apple.
Adam's apple is right here. The Adam's
You
apple.
may
is
want to
right
get.
here.
You
Not
may
on,
wanna
not
get-
on a woman.
You
It
know what?
doesn't exist.
Tone that down, dude. 'Cause it
No,
looks
I
like,
know. I know what I'm doing.
That
here.
looks like tranny pirate porn.
Yeah.
That's drawn.
You know what? That's fine. We'll
I
just
didn't
put a big dong on her. We'll call it a day.
She's got some thick arms too. That's
Yeah,
not.
I
I'm not
wanted
that
her-
attracted
Andrew,
to the
Okay,
Andrew
here's-
likes them thick. He
Okay,
makes
here's
the
the-
bottoms too
muscular
thick too.
arms.
Yeah, she's supposed to be muscular because she's going to be arguing with a like a vapid, like semi-naked princess who's
Okay.
been captured. So that's going to
Why?
be
Wait. Why is she semi-naked now? I get the slutty pirate, but why is that? Shouldn't the princess be like covered
Because her
up?
clothes are all torn off from being manhandled by the ogre.
Is
or
this
whatever.
What? Thing going to be called Andrew's Fantasy?
It's going to be called my favorite thing ever.
Hey, do you like chicks that are like muscular, like jacked like that?
Well, the only reason I drew her muscular like that is so she's the antithesis of like a damsel in distress.
And
Can't you have
so
her-
he could beat off to her and come
Wait, do you
quicker.
beat off to those chicks from Armed and Dangerous? The
What is that?
Remember the ones that chased John Candy out of the gym? The big jack chicks?
Oh yeah.
Is that like your style?
That's interesting because I do like if they still have boobs and they still are a little bit
Like,
feminine.
do you think China from
like
wrestling is hot?
Well, she looks pretty terrible.
Would you fuck her? Because you
I-
claim you would fuck any
I don't
celebrity.
know because it looks like she's got a baby penis coming out of her vagina.
Oh, that's a 4-inch clit that she has. She has a legit 4-inch clit.
You can't complain that you can't find it because it's just right there.
yeah, but like
On
if
your
you're-
She hangs her car keys off.
do you really need to be fucking sucking down a clit? Like, do you
I would
really
do
need
it.
to
I
feel
would-
like a clit in the back of your throat.
Do you need the Heimlich when you're? Yeah.
I would have her put it in my ass. Just that say that somebody put their clit in my ass.
That's not the most
Do
sanitary
you think?
thing.
Don't you think she would hate her life if she had to do that? If she had to fuck a dude in the ass with her clit?
I don't think it'd be the first time she's been asked.
Maybe not. Maybe not. And then she did another porno,
Recent?
like a couple
She's
years
doing like
ago.
now she's doing porn all the time.
How did DeWitt and O'Neill know like the timeline of porn and
I've
we
brought
know
this up
things.
before. O'Neill has a good grasp on the porn
livestock, illegal exotic animals, and porn? O'Neill's got the like
world. And cars.
and cars.
Yeah, oh, cars. Yeah.
And I cover the other side of the equation, which is medieval replica weapons and and drawings of naked pirate
ass
women.
eating.
Have you ever seen the
ass eating.
Cold Steel videos online?
No, what is that? Oh yeah, where they
Tosh.
cut open the stuff. They cut open
Tosh,
the pigs. and
Tosh
shit?
had him on, and it's basically a fat guy.
The fat guy in the tie.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
swords.
For some reason, he feels the need to wear his tie, his work gear, while holding this fucking. One's called like the double-handed
4.5
overhead.
foot broadsword or whatever.
Yeah,
just him
and he's got
talking
the
about
hand
the-
and a half sword and bastard sword and stuff.
What's the bastards?
And it's like a.
What?
go ahead.
Oh, bastard sword is a sword you can hold with one hand or two hands.
It's a son.
Oh, they did have a
Jon Snow-
double-handed
Jon Snow
sword.
has that in Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
And then they have demonstrations out in front of this office building in like Ventura.
Yeah, he sweats his ass off.
But dude,
too.
he's not only
Wouldn't
is
you
he
like
fat.
lose a tie, use
Yeah.
deodorant, maybe wear a hoodie or something?
Why
to
not
tuck
wear
that
like
shit in?
gym apparel or just like something a little
Or
better?
dress up like a fucking medieval knight if you've got.
Yeah, like get some armor and shit. You're making these things for YouTube. You're getting lots of
He's
hits.
got
Get
the fucking
sponsored by someone.
fake fucking Frankie's Fun Park painted castle background. You know,
I love the when he had those throwing knives and he was throwing them at about 4 out of 10 hit the target. It was like a car. The rest were like bouncing off.
Alarms and
then
shit.
a few of them went in. He like through the door, and he's like, "Look at the power."
I saw one where he claims that he was sick of hearing about Major League Baseball bats splintering and breaking.
Because you hear about that all the time.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So he made his own baseball bat, and he was like, "You doing the weapons testing with it, like about how it would be so effective." It's like it's a wooden fucking.
Is it
baseball
square
bat.
or what do you mean?
It's just a regular wooden baseball bat.
That two-handed sword that he has, there's no way that you could possibly use that. It's like has 2 different handles for your grip.
They're like a foot and a half apart.
There's no way that would, and it's also like a 10-foot sword.
I think that is tricky. Like as someone who did medieval reenactments can tell you, you can get yourself into a bad situation with that sword because you got a lot of reach. If someone's got a shield, they just run right up on you and start stabbing you.
You can just run down it.
I think the hardest part about having that is if someone broke into your house, you'd have to put on the shirt and tie and the slacks.
And then tell him to get three rooms away so you can swing it at him.
Yeah, can you please step back 10 feet so I can stab you with
These
this
are
thing?
not the rules of engagement. How many fights like that did you get in these reenactments?
Like I did it for a long time, hundreds.
Were you
man.
sword or battle axe? I used to kind of see you as like battle axe.
I
guy.
was sword and shield, but that's not what I wanted.
When did you start?
This was back in '98. I started.
How old were you?
I was 18.
So you're like, I'm not getting a lot of pussy. I'm gonna go to this niche.
Well, I
place.
talked about this
on the
another-
Comedians podcast, and this sounded really bad because Andrew said that he got into it because he liked to bone a lot of fat chicks, and on the podcast it made it sound like
Perfect place.
Well, it made it sound like Andrew was kind of a jerk, but like he wasn't being a jerk. He like appreciates that body type, and he was like he wasn't being like I got to bone fat chicks. Like,
And they're
yeah,
also,
fat chicks. He was
they're
into
also like
it.
the only chick that's there.
So
There's not like one random hot chick who like moved from Europe or something and just
Yeah,
didn't
there
know
is,
better?
and like a thousand nerds are surrounding her, asking her if they can give her back massages.
Was there any jacked nerds? Like a guy just took his shirt off and was
Yeah,
ripped?
there's
but
a
they're probably
dude-
real Aspergery. You
Yeah.
know, or
My
just,
buddy
like, bad
Tony,
temper.
who's my best friend, he was like trying to be a bodybuilder for a while.
You know,
I mean,
like you do.
But like, how successful did he become with this? Like,
He
did he
got
get
big.
jacked or did he just?
He was pretty.
he got jacked.
Yeah.
He didn't
Pretty
get the cover
jacked.
of Muscle and Fitness, but yeah, he's pretty big.
He had a membership
he
to a
was pretty
gym for a
jacked.
while.
He would always
He
wear
had a lot of power
he would
bars.
he would wear just a kilt. He would wear
And
just
no shirt?
no shirt,
no
underwear?
no underwear, no
Wow.
pants, just a fucking.
Big? Did he have a big dick?
I don't know, but he would he would show people his balls all the time.
What? Wait, what? Were they bigger than his dick? He's like,
I
oh,
don't
the
know.
dick's
I
not
would
that
never
impressive.
look.
The balls.
He
look
would
at
he would go, does this look like an abnormal growth to you?
And then he would lift up his
And
kilt?
he'd fucking
Oh,
be
that's
showing
like
his
the
balls.
asshole friend you had that pulled his balls
Yeah.
out of his jeans. Like, I sat in gum.
I'm that
I
asshole
sat-
friend.
yeah. Ryan's the I sat in gum guy. You fucking asshole.
There was a-
Every time I would leave a party, I would always have my balls out way to see everybody.
There was a party that we used to go to at these medieval events called the Men Without Pants Party.
Oh, there's a lot to
And
the
the-
imagination there,
And
Andrew.
the way you get into the party is you can't wear underwear. You have to wear a kilt with no underwear on.
the
And then
hell?
you go through a row of women who check to make sure
What
that you
the
don't have
fuck?
underwear on.
Well,
This
by
is like
fucking
nerd
grabbing-
fraternity hazing.
by
Yeah.
fucking grabbing your
Like
junk
nerd
and
orgy.
shit.
Really?
And it was all cold when I went, and I was so fucking paranoid that I went into a stall and I fucking beat my dick for like fucking 5 minutes to get a
To work up a little chub.
To get a fucking chub. To get a
You're moving your balls around so they're not all sunk in. Like,
Then it got too hard, and I was like, "Oh, I can't just have a boner." So, so I had to fucking jog in place a little
you had
bit.
to get like
you know?
you had to get like a Goldilocks
The
boner.
number
That was
one
just
way
right.
to get rid of a boner is jogging in place. We learned that in health class.
I don't get why they needed the guys of a party to do this. Like if they wanted to grab some cocks, why not just invite
Because
some
they were
guys
like
over?
medieval nerds. What if you're not a kilt guy? What if you're like a wizard or a monster or some shit that wouldn't wear a kilt? You're just
What
like
if you just
fucking-
show up
Then you
naked? You're like,
an
you want me
elf in a
without
kilt?
pants?
I don't think you're allowed to show up naked.
Well, you
and
need
you have
the
the
cloth?
choice. You have the choice to flash or grope. So you can either show them your
A
junk.
woman you can flash a woman or
Yeah, you
okay.
flash a woman.
What about is suck a third option?
Also, you're only allowed to go through the line once because because the year before some dude kept going through the line until he fucking came, and it was like a bad
that's
situation.
not
That's like a
True.
10-minute.
That's what they told
You
us.
get groped, and then like 10 minutes later, you get groped
get back
again.
in
That's
line,
the
dude.
longest jerk
I
off.
picture a grope as a squeeze, not as like a jerk.
Stroke.
They would fucking. They were like. They were stroking the dick, man. They were like these
Really?
nerdy girls were like.
you spit on her
"Yeah."
hand?
No, I was just like.
I would want her to wash her hand after she grabbed.
It'd be like
dicks.
sucking on a stripper's tit,
Yeah,
dude. That's not a clean product.
When you think about it, like that's a lot of dicks.
That's a lot of dirty dicks. That
A lot of these women married? Do they have boyfriends?
Yeah, they're married.
They're all
It's
like
like
open marriage, fucking.
So it's like, hey, there's
hippie.
Steve, your husband. Grab my dick.
But some of those guys are like those guys who are like, oh, I love it when you grab guys' dicks. It really
Let
makes
me
me
watch.
hard. Yeah.
Is there
Or let me lick your hand while I fuck
Is
you.
Oh.
is there medieval language that they say? Is it like
No.
present thy penis?
No, only for like
2 seconds, and everyone's just drinking Bud Light, and trying to finger each other.
that is true. They would put they would like disguise like medieval kegs of Bud Light.
They would put like a fake keg over a keg of Bud, like a wooden
Did you have
keg
to drink
over
out of a? Did you have to drink out of
drinking
a
like
stein?
drinking like Natty
I
Light.
had a drinking horn. I had like
You had a drinking horn.
The Viking.
Oh my!
Did you
God.
grab the Viking's cock yet? Look at that drinking horn. He is dreamy.
I get super wasted too, man. Because I was like only like this for 18, 19, 20. You know, like
Would Ren Fair Tony show up and just fucking rock the whole scene?
he would get there and like all the girls went crazy for him because
All the girls went. I want to be the one that grabs his cock.
he was the only dude who had abs.
He's like the only,
at all.
only alpha male out of like
You know what I'm
1,800 people.
Why didn't you just do like the movie 300? Just do a little black paint.
Magic
Paint all those
marker.
abs.
My shit looks so sloppy. Like without my shirt on, there's no way. There was no way.
Do they still have? Because this sounds like a great place for me to fuck chicks.
They absolutely
Like, I'm an all right
still
chick.
have-
How would Ryan get involved in this? What would be the steps? We find the nearest place.
You would have to join the SCA, Society for Creative Anachronism.
All right.
Jesus. Can I use like
And then you go to Pennsylvania.
Alias? Do
Yeah.
I really have to be affiliated with them?
Why do you have to go to Pennsylvania?
Because that's where the big tournament where like 10,000 people are, where it's like
Oh,
That's
for a
where
week,
that's where
and they do all
1,000
these
people grab your
parties,
cock.
That's where
you
the
know?
cock.
How many
grabbing is?
pregnancies occur at this tournament?
I don't know, but they have signs up that say, "Squire, sheath thy sword. The Pensic plague is afoot," and it's like a
Why do they the signs even have to be
Even the
medieval?
health notices
Because
are all cryptic and shitty.
Everyone drove there in a car. You're flying in planes, and then you get there, and it's like you're reverting back to the 1600s.
dude. It's weird because without the technology, like, and you're not allowed to bring anything like you have to not use your cell phone and shit while you're there.
They're like,
you know.
Renaissance police. They're like, put thy technology away,
You
sir.
just get kind of like get the stink eye and stuff.
You don't get your
know?
dick roped.
Yeah, but it starts fucking with your dream. Your dreams get super vivid after a couple of days. Like it's weird. Like when you're not around television
putting
and stuff.
something
Sounds like
your
they're giving
water.
shrooms, I think.
Well,
Hey, wait.
maybe.
Do you have to? Can you use regular condoms when you're fucking out there? Do
I
you
was
have to
gonna
use
ask-
like
I was gonna
animal
ask that.
intestines? That's what they used to
You
use.
can use- I was
gonna
animal
ask that.
intestines.
You can use regular condoms, and in fact, the first time we went, we were all in high school. So what everybody did was they all thought it was going to be nonstop fucking.
So you flew to Pennsylvania.
You brought
No,
a
we
just a
drove
duffel
from
bag
South
of condoms
Carolina
and
to
nothing else.
Pennsylvania.
Okay. How many
Jesus.
guys?
It was like 4 or 5 dudes.
Was Tony with you?
Yeah, he
Dude,
was.
you had the fucking
And then
ringer.
then our buddy Ian brought the fucking that track Pure Moods. Do you remember that fucking CD?
Yeah, I do. I know what you're talking
with
about.
Sadness.
Yeah.
Of course, they're on the same.
What?
page.
How do you both know this?
I know. You ever watched? They had fucking commercials.
He
for
brought
it.
a bunch of incense, and he brought like lambskin condoms, and he brought a boombox with fucking Pure Moods on it for if he was gonna get like freaky with a chick.
Had he never fucked a chick before? Obviously,
No,
The boombox
absolutely
is not allowed, is it?
No, it's
Ah,
not.
if you're fucking,
It's
though, you're
frowned
already-
upon,
yeah.
but it's good for fucking.
Are you not allowed to shave your bush like the girls for like weeks
No,
prior?
they definitely do. The problem is like
What do they say? How do they say? They're like, oh, I was raped by thy barbarian, and he thus scalped my muff.
well, I mean, a lot of people install like showers and stuff, like so that you can take a hot shower and shave
Install
your fucking,
shower.
What do you mean install?
like
That
a camp shower.
Like
Oh.
those-
That
those-
sounds-
Yeah.
What's that? Like
I don't
solar
appreciate
deals?
that. If you're gonna have your signage,
yeah,
in
you got
medieval
you bathe in a
terms.
fucking stream.
They
Yeah.
cover it with cloth. They like have like they have like
It's a fake keg.
You
a
didn't
fake
eat
medieval
ass,
shower.
did you? There, because
Yeah, you
that's some
can't eat-
right
you
back.
can't eat ass there.
Cannot eat
Everyone
ass.
tastes like ass
You
there.
can't even eat
There.
the pussy at all.
I think you could eat ass there.
Jesus.
You saying no? You're saying legally or like it's
it's
not?
just-
No,
Well,
I mean,
wait.
it's
For
just-
people just turning in, like Andrew has a history of that's the thing that he enjoys. We're not just saying like, oh, that's the go-to. You go to a Renaissance.
Wait,
thing,
are
you
we
just-
going to butt tails this early in the podcast?
We always go to butt tails.
Yeah, with Andrew, it's just butt tails is the place to be.
Did you ever eat a Renaissance woman's asshole
Jesus
that
Christ.
was clearly out of
Gamey.
season.
No, but I did, and I talked about this on another podcast before. I did make out with a woman who didn't have any teeth. I didn't realize.
So they have like okay, you know, like I'm from Orange County, California, where like a lot of cougars, right? Imagine cougars, but like in their 60s, not panthers, but cougars missing teeth and shit in medieval garb.
Tigers,
and you're 18
like,
and you're wasted.
I don't think you can be a saber-tooth tiger.
Yeah,
with no teeth.
They're extinct.
Well, they only have a couple. Yeah, they're extinct. Yeah, exactly.
I was super wasted.
This is great.
It was dark. Like her silhouette, she looked all right, and then I.
Wait, quick question.
like the witch in Snow White.
Quick question.
Silhouette.
Quick question. Did she have the tits heaved up like every girl?
Yeah,
does
dude,
things
that's
do?
what they do
Just
in the
like
corset,
stapled to
man.
her
First of all,
collarbone.
have you ever looked at a woman and been like, "Oh, that silhouette, it seems okay. I think I'm gonna fuck her."
It
in
was
medieval times,
it
that's how
was
it
a-
went down.
it was a big
This is-
mistake.
you've lowered your standards to silhouette,
I-
decent looking silhouettes.
I started making out with
the
her.
shape of the fuzzy shape of her
shadow
outline.
is- Shadow is decent.
wait,
That's what I'm
wait,
looking
wait,
at.
wait,
while
wait,
I'm
Her
fucking.
shadow's pussy didn't smell.
Wait, where were you?
We were in the woods, like so.
Just you and her, one-on-one?
No, there's like a party in the woods, and like,
Oh, of course.
there's a lot of shadows because the only thing you can see is like campfires and stuff, you know. So I started making out with her, and I was like,
Yeah. So you're fucking by the light of the campfire. You can't. You should have brought her from now on. You have to bring your women closer to the campfire.
I mean, knowing these places, couldn't it have not been like a fat dude with some titties and a ponytail?
I mean,
as long as that silhouette looks all right.
I was talking to her, you know, like, I
And you didn't know she had no teeth? How close were you? Like 40 yards away?
Hey, you over there?
Yonder!
Hey, at what point did you realize she had no teeth? Like 2 hours after you guys got done fucking and you were cuddling?
It was like-
it
it was 30 seconds into making out, I felt
30 seconds. 30 seconds.
I was like, something is wrong. Something's wrong.
But you
It
kept
felt-
going.
Something's wrong, but I can't tell what it is
Something
yet.
is wrong with you.
And then what sunk it home was like this dude goes, "Whoa, look at these two going at it," and he holds up a
He holds up a Coleman lantern.
torch.
he held it. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. He held up a torch and he went, "Oh my god!" Like he was disgusted. He was disgusted.
So even for this fair, you were looked down
bottom of the-
upon.
He was disgusted.
No,
This group of
thy Andrew has been caught by the wood of the witch of the woods.
And then I was like, all right,
nymph.
I didn't see her. And I was like, well, I got to go. And she goes, "I'll never forget you."
Did you fuck her or you just made out with her?
I just made
You
out
finger
with
her?
her. That was just, no, I didn't. I hooked
Oh
up with
my
a
God.
ton of fat chicks. I remember I was in line for like this like Penzic poison stuff they call it. It's like a super strong liquor. And I was in line with these three.
it's like whiskey.
It's probably like
It's like Johnny Walker Black. It's just a label scratch.
You want some Captain Penzic Morgan?
Oh god.
That's exactly how it is. It's just bullshit.
Did they make
you
it
know?
or is it just like gold?
No,
No, they
Schlager?
bought it at like a CVS
It's like a
on the
gold
wave,
Schlager.
dude.
No, they just named it.
Ah,
It's like right in
the drink of the king. Look at the gold.
They just fucking named it. That's it.
They wrote like a Sharpie on it and drew like a little medieval like
Oh my
castle.
God. They just poured it out into some sort of
I was
medieval
waiting in
horn
line.
painter.
I was waiting in line, and there were these three chicks with feathers, and they were going around tickling all my friends with feathers, and they were all grossed out, and they're like, "Ugh, fuck this." And they came up and started.
Because they were like bigger chicks.
Yeah, and they started all tickling me, and I was like, "Fuck yes!" And so I started making out with all of them, all three fat girls, big time fat too, like not like just
200
regular.
pounders?
like
Like
over,
three.
yeah,
Like a deuce
Three
and a
bills.
half.
yeah, like a deuce and a half, probably. You know?
So you have 750 pounds of tongue action going on, right?
And my buddy Tony runs up to me. He's like, "Andrew, we got to get you out of here. You don't know what you're doing, bro."
Dude, you have ruined your reputation at these Renaissance fairs. You fucked
The
you
oldest,
made out
the
with
fattest.
But like, I think that's a good reputation to have because he was the guy who's like, I'm here and I'm just ready to do anything.
You
and
were a
everything.
legit barbarian.
He was.
Like, you're
He was the nymph slayer.
Wait, did you check women's gums like maybe like a slave would? Like from now on, like you feel around? With
No,
your
I didn't. And I kept getting myself into bad positions. Like I ended up
69 with a dude.
I ended up hooking up with this girl who was like I was like 19 and she was like 45.
Oh, I think you're gonna say 14. I was
Yeah.
like, oh god.
God, don't put that
And
on
I
the
was
podcast.
like, wait, we might have a similar story.
And the thing that was like fucked up about it was she used to babysit my friend Tony when he was a kid.
Oh, Jack Tony.
You know, and,
Yep.
and he was like, I don't know what you do. Like, I didn't even remember it. Like the next day or whatever. I was
Did you
so
fuck
fucked
the
up.
45-year-old?
That 45.
You fucked the 45-year-old babysitter of your friend?
This is like your Woodstock, dude. You really went crazy.
Wait, how many years did you do this?
I did it like 5 years. You know,
This was only once a year, though.
Yeah, once a year.
So did you have friends from there that you would like hop on dial-up internet and be like, "Hey man, I'll see you in October.
Yeah,
I can't
dude,
wait."
It was in August. It was so fun because you fight in medieval armor all day, and then you
Wait,
go
do you
fight-
use like real metal? Or
No,
is
you
it-
use rattan swords.
But like we talked about in the
What's the
Comedians
rattan sword?
podcast.
Rattan is like a wooden.
You have
sword,
to
so
hit
it's
the
like
person hard enough
hitting
to
each
kill
other
them.
with like baseball bats.
They started
basically.
doing this sort of shit in my town in a park that I would always drive by.
Yeah, that's where people
And I was like,
practice in
who
the
are
park.
these fucking...
Ride and drive by, throw water balloons and
Yeah,
shit.
I think it was more LARP, though.
They did it in my college as well, and I'd walk by and laugh to myself.
I would yell at him. I'd be like, you fucking dorks.
That's the win. He's trying to
Why
fuck.
yeah, but I would... Fuck, dude.
You didn't know that these guys were
I
all
was
fuck-
older, though. I
fuck
was like
hounds.
30, and I would drive by and be like,
So this was.
the fuck are these
Like a
dorks
few years
doing?
ago?
Yeah, yeah, it's like 4 years
You're
ago.
visiting home and you just go harass like
I
teenagers.
would driving back from the airport, and I'd see all these kids in the woods in the park by the road that
and you take the time to take the surface
Yeah,
road
like, hold
to yell
on.
at them
I
and
go-
they get back
I
up.
said, Mom, pull over. And now you fucking dorks. They go, we can go now.
Dwayne looks so hurt right now.
No,
But-
it's okay.
he feels
guys.
betrayed. He looks
But
betrayed.
these guys were using foam shit.
Oh no, those are boffers. I know what that
they
is.
put
That's what
foam-
they're called?
Is that a
Foam
name?
over a baseball, like a
They
wiffle
put-
ball
They
bat.
put foam over PVC pipe.
Yeah, I have more respect for what you do.
Are there any?
Which is barely any at all.
This guy is fucking, and he is using wooden weapons.
getting
Are
wasted.
there, are there black people out there? Like
Yeah,
Moors?
there's lots of, and lots of them are like blah 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 the more.
Do they get sick of that shit real quick? Like, hey, why can't I just be a fucking elf or
basically
a
like-
dwarf?
No, you get to
You
make your
are-
own persona. A lot of black dudes in the SCA like do Japanese personas, which is
What?
interesting.
samurai.
So just,
Yeah.
just samurai with just a giant
I
cock.
never thought of people bringing in other like countries.
Yeah,
That is weird.
It is. It's interesting because you don't have to be your own like like your genetic history. Doesn't
I be
you
an
don't have to
alien?
do that. No, you
Could
can
we come
absolutely
in as-
What, you
cannot.
can't be an alien?
Well,
They
you
would
can't be-
immediately hate that.
Why? Everyone's using your imagination. I went too far.
historical. you
What
know?
about
Could I
us
be Ben
coming
Franklin?
in as like cyborgs?
Could he be Moses and lead his people?
Can Jeff and I go as cyborgs?
No.
That's our history.
I want
of
to
the
be
future history.
Could I be Jesus?
No, you can't be a real
Crusades
person.
Jesus.
You can't be a real person.
You have to be like.
Could
Can
I
I be a Roman pedophile?
Yeah, yes, I guess.
I couldn't be. What if I was a guy who was just exactly like Jesus, but he was not Jesus?
One of Jesus' body
Well,
doubles
you can
or
only go
something.
back. You can only go back to like 400 AD, and you can only go
Oh.
forward to like 15.
Could you be a
or
pope?
1600.
Could I come back as you could be Christopher Columbus if you wanted?
Christopher Columbus like explorer? Yes.
Could I be
Right,
a
you
guy?
could be the same
What, is there a
guy. You could be
trademark
a,
name or something? Why can't,
Could I be a guy who wears a Harrison Ford mask and always has his cock out?
If it was before the 1500s.
That's Burning Man. That's Burning Man. That's not.
I don't get the rules.
Can you go? Oh wait, how far back can you go?
400 AD.
to what? How far forward can
Jesus.
you go?
You're like that looks like
1600.
Okay.
15 or 1600.
So who calls you out on that? They're like, dude, that's clearly 1700.
Yeah, they call it mundanity if you have too much modern stuff on.
Has anybody ever been like, that's clearly 350 AD?
Call me mundane.
Yeah,
Having
well,
a good
what if
time.
you're
Like,
like
it's your
what if you're like a
50
soldier
years
from
shy.
Vietnam with an M16? Like, fuck you, I'll just kill you all, you fucking loser.
I think that's what it should become. Just
Setting up claymores and just killing all
yeah,
these dorks.
Just a war of just whatever you want.
Whatever you want.
Wait, has anyone ever bombed it and just come in with a gun and pretend to shoot everybody? And everyone's like, well,
An
that's not how
invasion?
you do it.
No, but the dudes who fence are allowed to use rubber band guns that are like
What?
That
No
are,
fucking
A fencer?
way.
How is that
How is that
mundanity?
fucking
let me
happen?
explain it before everyone jumps.
That's
like,
there like a-
That's
is it-
mundanity.
everyone goes, bullshit.
Is this a 50-page manual of what you
There's
can
a
and
lot.
can't
There's a
use
lot
and
of
break?
It's like a
rules, man.
19
This looks
megabyte
like,
PDF.
I feel like it's like an FAA regulation size.
There's a lot of fucking
Too many
rules.
rules, not enough fucking going on.
There's plenty.
Well, that's where Andrew fucking
gross,
flipped the script, dude.
plenty
I
of
gotta hear-
gross fat.
What's the
fucking
rubber?
films.
What's the rubber band
Tell us
thing,
the
dude?
rubber band gun.
Okay,
because I
so-
love rubber band
So
guns. by the way.
you know the rubber band guns that look like pirate guns,
Yeah.
like muskets.
Like they have at
I-
Disneyland.
Yeah, you can use those
For what?
to shoot somebody you're
How
fighting
slow is a
against.
fucking rubber band? I'm gonna step out of the. Oh,
It
fuck
sounds
you.
like it's just turned into a lame office
Wait,
war.
if you shoot me, how can I just throw a fucking rock at you? I just pick a rock up. I throw a rock
I
harder than a
used,
rubber
to, I
band.
used to make rubber band guns, and I used to have like triple barrel ones, where it'd be 3 safety pins glued onto a piece of wood.
say,
I think I would have done well in this.
say you capture a chick, like, is there simulated rape that can go on,
or is there?
Because that's what happened.
Or
That
is
was
there
like
a real
yeah.
rape?
I'm
that
just
maybe
trying to keep it
happened?
true to history, man. That's all.
No, I don't think you're allowed to rape girls.
Not even simulated. Like
What
Not
the
even when
fuck?
you pass the fucking no technology line.
No, I don't think they do that. You know, I think it's.
I got a question because this is in Pennsylvania, and it's like there's people like Ryan all over the country that just don't take shit. What if were there ever a group of high school or maybe college guys like they got together with paint guns and like raided the camp at night and shot everybody up? Because that would be fucking awesome.
No, it's too deep into the campsite for people to get on. There's security.
guards.
What do you mean they have
There's
security?
security?
Yeah.
5 guys at duffel
Wait,
bags
are there
couldn't
like
get through the
real
fucking
security,
thing?
or are there guys that
Dude,
are
you-
set up
you
to
didn't-
I think a challenge.
There's
Whoever like
both.
lives in that area this year, let prove Andrew wrong.
There's
do you
both.
think
There's
these-
real security, and then there's dudes with
like guys in yellow fucking windbreakers.
Well, and then
that's
there's-
not medieval.
Yeah, they're
you fucking
saying,
pussies.
park over there and stuff.
They make
orange
security. They make
More parking.
They
We're gonna
make
stack
security
park.
guards wear tunics. Like,
Do they
Oh, I bet
yeah,
they fucking
do,
love that.
they do.
No, but think about it. I mean,
And they
these,
hate it because it's Pennsylvania rednecks wearing fucking like,
Yeah.
tunic and jeans.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like they're fucking this
people at
bullshit.
these things are people who have been picked on their whole lives.
By
They're
the guys that are being hired for
Well,
like $8
no,
an
but
hour for
they're not gonna
security.
Except Tony is.
No, but they're not going to leave themselves vulnerable to the being picked
Oh,
on.
so they're putting
hire-
layers
yeah,
of
they-
security.
They hire
They're
the
putting an
layers.
iron dome over this fucking thing.
And then you can do security detail too, and you actually get like a spear, like a real spear you could stab.
Like
someone
sharp.
with.
Oh my! How many real injuries are there? Like
Yeah.
guys that go psycho.
A lot of
I
turned
fucking-
ankles.
I've gotten
A lot of asthma attacks.
a pretty bad concussion.
There's a lot of people go home or go to the nurse for homesickness.
One time a dude's
lot of rosacea flares, I would imagine.
one time a dude's helmet came off in the middle of a fight, and then he got clocked in the head with a wooden sword. and
Really?
fucking, there was just blood everywhere.
Shake it off!
Because you're like hitting each other as hard as you would have to hit in real life
Really?
to wound people. Because you're wearing
But you're
real
aiming
armor.
for the shield and the armor.
Yeah, you're wearing real
Well,
armor.
I don't know.
There must be some psycho out there that's off his fucking whatever.
Yeah, how
Ritalin,
is the guy not
who
like
goes
smuggled in a
crazy.
real sword and gone all fucking Columbine?
Yeah,
but
I
with
think
a
you could do it with
fucking,
a wooden sword. You could probably. I mean, you could hurt someone.
You can
obviously
really hurt
bad.
somebody. You're also like, you know that face paint they have in Braveheart?
Yeah.
It's called Woad.
Jesus Christ.
And you're not allowed.
Woad?
Yeah, it's called
It
Woad.
rhymes with chode and dode.
And it's got psilocybin mushrooms in it. And
Does it
so-
have to be blue paint?
It's also got goat piss in it.
Does it have to be blue paint?
Who
though?
makes this? Is there a manufacturer?
People will make it. People
At
will
home, or
make
can
it.
you buy
No,
it from like a company?
It's like a sub.
Can you get it on
culture.
Amazon?
It's not. It's
Does
not.
does it actually absorb into your skin?
Yeah, it makes
goat
you,
piss, yeah, it makes your skin really
trip
soft.
balls.
That's why
Like,
you're
you
having
fucking-
weird dreams.
You go off your rocker.
I picture a guy. That's why you're kissing girls with no teeth and
Dude,
you see the silhouette.
you act like these dreams. We have
Vivid-
vivid
oh,
dreams
no-
for this.
no
It's not
TV
you
for 24
putting magic
hours.
mushrooms on your fucking skin and it's
smearing it all
absorbing.
over your
I
face.
picture a guy in the parking lot, like it's almost like a fish show where he's like, "Vegetarian burrito, would you like some chode paint or whatever the hell it's called?"
Dude, we saw Northern Lights one time, and we were all fucking woaded
Those are
up.
crazy.
We call it woaded up. when you-
Ryan's right on board.
Dude, Northern Lights
Those are
freaked me,
nuts.
my brother, and my buddy out
Dude,
when we were little
shit.
kids. We were out in the middle of nowhere.
so
you didn't have a
beautiful,
fucking
dude.
encyclopedia.
Crazy. I
growing
thought
up?
it was the end of the world. I thought we were being attacked.
Dude, my buddy Danny
Learn
woke
that
us.
in like elementary school science.
Dude, wait till you
Get it on
have you
Sesame
ever
Street,
seen
dude.
the Northern Lights? It's fucking crazy.
we had an 8-hose hookah in the middle of our. We had a huge cloth tent that was fucking awesome with carpet in the bottom of it and fucking like throw pillows and shit. We had 8-hose hookah filled with weed. We were smoking weed all night. My buddy
It
Danny.
doesn't seem very medieval.
Yeah,
It
it's
seems
I
more like
didn't
modern
see that in the
Arabic.
fucking Game of
What is
Thrones
it?
or in Shakespeare. What the
Mundanity.
fuck is that?
Then we
Mundanity flag.
my buddy Danny comes
If you
in-
get 3 mundanity violations, are you thrown out?
Do you have to go? They put
No,
you in
they
like a
just get-
stock, but it's like fucking foam.
They
or something
will.
Stupid.
They can throw you out. For
Tar and
stuff.
feather.
They can throw you out for stuff. But like, my buddy Danny runs in. He's like, guys, Northern Lights. And we thought he was talking about the weed, and we're like, fuck that. And then he's like, no. And we opened up the tent. We saw real Northern Lights, and it was fucking awesome.
It's freaky
man.
though. If you're a
Hearing
kid.
all this stuff is really hitting home with Revenge of the Nerds. It's like all jocks
is
think
it
about
like-
is sports, and all nerds think about it is like, you guys are smoking hookahs, you're fucking, you're really out there doing it.
How
having
much
a
did
good
it
time.
cost? This sounds expensive.
It's not that expensive.
Well,
I think
he made his own shit. Andrew made his own shit. Though.
yeah. I made
but
my own
what's the
stuff.
price of admission?
It was like $50.
And then you have
for
to
a
pay for
weekend?
the carpet to put in the tent.
Yeah, I just brought my old dorm.
Look
room.
at that's your fucking second fucking like expense.
You have to pay for your mouthwash after you kiss a woman with gingivitis.
and your therapy because she's 80 years old.
And the confession when you go home to your parents and pastor.
Oh, your
Yeah.
parent. Did you have a lot of bottom burps eating that meat out there?
Eating the venison.
Hey, wait. Do they have like a buffet set
No,
up?
you have to hunt your own food.
No, they do sell
They have like a
medieval
Taco Bell
food,
Express,
You know,
dude.
What's medieval food? Like tacos?
they
and-
serve it on like stale bread, sort of like you eat it right off the bread.
But wait, they have like a pit where they're like
They're called
skewing a
trenchers of
pig or
bread.
something?
You know who would be awesome at
Yes,
this?
they did. We did have
Homeless
a
guys.
Homeless guys would
Homeless
crush
guys would
this,
rock
dude.
your fucking dick off in this. They would have a trash can. It's like a,
Dude,
They'd
there
be
was a
speaking in tongues and shit.
there's
It'd be
like
awesome.
there's a pig roast they had one time. I got so wasted.
is that a term for like where you go to pick up chicks? A pig roast?
Where two guys
fat
fuck the
girls.
same fucking
Wait,
It's a jacuzzi filled with fat chicks.
is this all inclusive? Like, do you pay
hot
and you can
springs.
just eat all the pig you want and like?
Well, people throw.
Yeah, dude.
People throw parties.
O'Neill's looking at it from like a perspective. I pay $50.
But no,
to
like-
eat all the meat I
do you have
want
to
for
walk
3 days.
in? Is there money being exchanged? 'Cause
Yes,
that would take
yeah,
away
well,
from the.
a little bit.
Mundanity.
There's like a row of shops and stuff.
Do you have to like? I could imagine that you would change real money for fake medieval money.
No, but do you know
'Cause
what
then
a
you
lot
just
of people
counterfeit
did?
it,
A lot
dude.
of
That's
people
true.
exchanged their dollars for Sacagawea coins. So that they have like a handful of
That's
coins.
like hundreds of years out of the fucking
Gold
time frame, dude.
mundanity.
But like a handful of coins feels like a real medieval
Well, a handful of
transaction.
pennies.
It makes that.
Handful of
do they
pennies, you're the
keep it
richest
in a
guy in the land.
Yeah,
little
you have a
satchel?
money purse.
like a
I had-
Crown Royal bag.
I had like something like a Crown Royal bag hanging off my belt.
I picture-
Also, your belt goes into like the urinal trench like all the time. Like
Why?
you're not
Wait,
careful.
why?
Like,
the urinal trench. Trenching to the urinal trench. They just dig a hole and you just piss in it
Where
like
do
a
you-
baseball game.
Where do you shit? The shit trench?
They
Hang out of
also
a tree.
they also have porta johns. By the
Wait,
way,
what? Do they medievalize them?
Oh,
or
yeah,
anything?
a little
but you
bit.
can't piss in those. Those are just for shitting.
well, if there's a lot of pissing going on because everyone's drinking, so you don't bogart up a fucking porta john with just pee pee.
Wait, can I change gears real quick?
Yeah.
This just reminded me of a great story about when your dad was taking the shit.
Oh, I don't know if I
Oh
can tell
God!
that
Not
one.
at liberty?
When they're moving, that's a harm. That's
let's just say-
nothing illegal happens.
That's not bad.
Nothing
Yeah,
illegal happens in that
No,
story.
no, but all
got
right,
mad.
we'll finish up this discussion and then we'll talk about.
Ryan's gonna text his dad and see if he can get legal clearance.
He doesn't have a text. You can't text him. He has no cell
Send,
phone.
send some smoke signals. I say
All
we
right.
go as
That would be
I say
awesome,
Boner City
actually.
USA does a live podcast from fucking
Mundanity.
DeWitt would be so pissed at the three of us because
Yeah.
we just not into the you
Ah.
guys are ruining this for me.
I would piss in the mouth trough of an 80-year-old woman that wanted to, with no teeth that wanted to fuck me.
May I piss in your mouth trough? May I dine from your bunghole?
Here's something. You know how I would approach women?
I would never fuck any of those girls. Not because they're not my type, but because the smell. I have a very sensitive olfactory, and I'm very, very turned off by odd smells.
Well, you would hate this.
Yeah. I'm very confident.
I
of that.
picture a young Andrew Dewitt just gazing at a lot of big pepperoni nips of women changing, like real silver
and
dollars.
I bet there's a ton of cleavage.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
there's a
picturing like
ton of
naked tits
cleavage.
of women just changing in the open.
Oh, they do a thing too. They do this kamikaze party where you do Hooter shooters, and they.
See, it's not
That's
really,
super- yeah, that's
it's not
super-
really that dorky. It's actually
That's what I said. Is all jocks.
I think when you see the chicks though, the people that go, it's a lot of
But they
headgear
put the
and
shot
shit like
glass
This
that.
is an 80s
in their tits,
dorks.
and you suck it out of their tits.
this just sounds like
Is there
great.
a breastfeeding competition? Like honestly,
Or a milk squirting competition. This sounds like a Japanese vending machine,
I can see
dude.
women pissing on guys. I see a lot of deviant behavior.
I guess it gets a little deviant. There's a camp of
Whippings.
my buddy Tony he went on a slave auction. There's a slave auction
where you buy Moors.
where you buy
Or women.
where you buy people, and a lot of the times it's like
To fuck?
it's like belly dancing women in thongs.
Are there white
whatever,
guys or are
who
they
like
all
fucking dance for
Moors?
you?
No,
buy-
it's- I think
it's
it's
to raise
everybody.
money for one of the parties there. Well, my buddy Tony's like, dude, I'm gonna get a hot chick to fucking buy me, dude. And he gets up there, and he's like flexing his shit or whatever.
Gay
and then
guy.
No one
I see a mile away,
no
gay
one,
guy.
No one bids on him, and then finally, fucking a gay guy bids $20 on him
Yep.
and fucking wins him.
Brit pulls out his Crown Royal bag and just
What do you
fucking-
have to do?
just
Well,
sucked his
my
cock for
20
3
seconds
hours.
Well,
Weird.
there's a gay camp called the Blue Feather Camp. And it's all like gay dudes. who
Ryan,
are
you're in
into
luck,
it.
buddy.
And like, so Tony had to go over there, like, and do chores in his fucking just his kilt or whatever.
Did he come back all downtrodden like
and
he
give-
may have
Probably
been
felt
raped?
great, but like $1 million bucks, but I got more compliments than the whole time in
and
there.
give dudes like he had to
say
give
massages.
dudes
Back rubs?
back rubs and massages, and
Oh.
then right before he left, his dad and his dad's best friend were like, "Hey Tony, we got you. We know you're going to the Blue Feather Camp to work off your slave auction."
Wait,
we
the dad was there?
Yeah,
We got you all
Tony's
this
dad.
spackle to shove.
His
Wait,
dad
were
was
they
there.
like waiting in the car to pick you guys up after
No,
2 days?
his
or-
dad he taught us how to fight. He was like,
Wait,
Hey, wait, hold on, hold on.
these people in front of his
say,
dad?
Don't say his dad taught us how to fight. It sounds like you guys were in some like underground karate tournament. You guys were fighting with fake weapons.
Yeah.
So his dad was
He
into
taught
this-
you how to play
His
make
dad was a
believe.
knight. His dad was a knight in the SCA, and he taught us how to fight.
How old is the SCA? I thought it was fairly new.
No, it's like got started in like the 70s, early
Oh
Tony-
my
70s.
Tony's
God.
dad's like an OG. Like when he walks
Oh
in,
yeah,
people
he's
bow
been in it
down.
since like the.
So were you fucking all these fat women, fat old women in front of Tony's dad?
Tony's dad fucked. He's like, oh, I envy you. Before I met your mother, I used to fuck the fattest.
he would just
filthiest-
roll like he wasn't like there with us. Like he was just like he would be in a different camp.
Oh, he's all fucking
you
people
know?
on his own.
He's in like an over 40 camp, like a
No, he was in
seniors
a
camp?
calmer. He was in the Royal Encampment, which is like a calmer.
How did he feel about Tony going over to the homo camp?
Well, this is
Christ.
what happened. He came up with his with his friend. He's like, "We got you something." It was a blue glow stick, and they cracked it, and it's like the blue light special. Tony
God.
went for $20. No one wanted to buy it.
Hey, wait. So is
Wouldn't you give someone like 20 or 50 bucks to buy you?
Why
some, like,
wouldn't you guys do the fuck with him and you buy him and then like
Then
make
you
him
could have
clean
rub your
shit?
back and
Yeah.
suck your dicks.
Hey, well, wait. Is it? Did you guys? You
said
guys
I roll.
accepted? You guys accepted the gay guys? They were
Oh yeah, absolutely.
mundanity, dude. The acceptance of gay people is not.
There was
It's not
this-
medieval.
there was this,
they
like-
used to hang them. And
I
kill
saw
them.
Pulp Fiction. We're gonna go medieval on that.
There's a gay guy who's a really good fighter. I forget his name, but he's
Okay, hold on. Let's preference this. He was good at make believe fighting.
You're really hitting people. Like it's hard.
I have fought. It's a fucking different thing.
Ryan's
Okay.
talking street fights. You're just like,
A street fight.
It's
versus-
the same
I
thrill.
trained in
It's-
martial arts for 20 years.
It's the same. This is a martial art. That is
not a martial art.
Asian people don't do it. It's not a real
It's
martial
fake
art.
fighting.
If I was fighting Thai stick fighting, you would call that a martial art. Why is it? Because it's like
there's
a
no Thai stick.
Yeah, there
Are you
is.
talking about a screama?
yeah.
I was watching the
I don't think it's
UFC.
from Thailand.
I was watching
Okay.
UFC, and one of the guy's credentials, they put him on the screen. It said Ren Fair fighting.
It also said his record in the Red
Here's
Fair
the deal.
was-
Like you do train. Like you fucking hit like a fucking wooden.
But I don't
dudes
think you
and
understand the
shit.
difference between training real fighting.
I could
And
see
real-
you
I'm
and your
wearing
friends.
70 pounds of armor, dude.
I could-
Swinging
I
as
don't
hard
know.
as I can.
I trained Muay Thai, and you son of a bitch. I used to come back. I could barely
I want to
walk.
put you in armor.
I'm ready to let's go. I'll fight you in the fucking parking lot right now. Get your wooden sword.
Ryan, I'll train you. I have a pinata. You can hit with your sword.
Man, fuck you guys.
Hey, hold the shield up, and I'll just beat it with a broom handle 100 times.
You
I think I'll be ready
have
to go.
fight good. Like, you have to fight well. You can't just be like, bah, 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 you know what I'm saying?
Did you ever come home and you had throbbing headaches in your head?
Oh, yeah.
And you couldn't remember things because you've been kicked in the head so many times?
I got hit in the head so hard with a sword that it bent my helmet and I had a concussion.
Dude, you may have.
It was a 12-gauge steel helmet.
Dude, you may have PTSD.
It was a metal
dude.
bucket.
You may have.
I don't buy. I don't
you
know.
may have post-traumatic stress.
My buddy
disorder.
Tony is almost deaf in his left ear. He got hit so hard.
From the Renaissance fairs?
Yeah.
That's not a fair trade, dude.
It sounds like Tony
sounds
really
like-
got the
wait.
bad end of it.
Yeah.
Tony may have gotten that
Tony got,
almost
like-
deafness from the gay camp where they were shoving their cocks in his ear.
Tony, the working out really did not
Tony,
work for him.
I think Tony probably doesn't remember this shit as fondly as you do, dude. He's probably like, oh, yeah,
No,
I
he
used to do
loved
that
it, man.
shit.
It was his favorite time ever.
Wait, so when you go out and like you're with your lady and you see a bunch of thugs, you're not worried at all because you have a shitload of training.
Well, first of all,
You're like, well,
if he has his armor on.
if I had a stick, I could kill them.
if that
Like, I
guy,
could kill those
if that
people.
guy gets
I
rid of
know
his
I
cell
could.
phone,
but what if they have?
If they
Put your
actually-
cell phone down. Put your cell phone
Hold
down.
on a second. I really think that if I had like a stick or a baseball bat, I
Oh,
would
if
be
you had a
able to
baseball
fucking-
bat, you
I
could kill
think
another person.
90% of the population could kill another man
No,
with a baseball
if
bat
they
if they
had
didn't have
baseball
one.
bats
Another
too,
guy
if
didn't
they had
have
baseball
one.
bats too, I
Oh,
feel like I could.
I have a
fucking
good-
destroy
You're gonna
those
duel
dudes.
them like
I have
baseball
a-
fury style?
I have a good idea.
Okay.
I say we film an Andrew Dewitt weapons training. You're hitting stuff with bats, and then a Ryan O'Neal martial arts demonstration, and we'll let the people out there
Oh,
decide.
let me vote on the
That's true.
website.
Yeah, well, I can give you a picture of me from my high school yearbook.
That's like
doing a
fucking 20
flying
years ago.
sidekick.
I
remember-
took
right.
karate, bro. I took
Why are
karate.
you
I
in
have
the
a
yearbook
black
doing a
belt
flying
taekwondo.
sidekick?
I've studied Muay Thai, kickboxing.
I just have I stopped at brown
You're like one of
belt
those
with a
old
black
guys in the
stripe.
YMCA steam room that Danish runs into.
I
dude.
don't get why Ryan's so angry about this, because I remember I walked
but
into his
here's
old
the-
apartment. He had a mattress that he would kick against the wall.
So
couldn't afford a
when
bag.
you're fighting, you know that you throw from the hip when you're punching and stuff like
Yeah.
that, right? Well, they teach you that with this shit. You're
Yeah.
cranking it.
Look,
You're
Tony's
cranking
bad,
it.
dude.
Because I took boxing
But
lessons.
this is more than just that. I'm talking footwork.
Wait, you took boxing
balance.
lessons?
Yeah, you know
specifically?
you do footwork with it though. You do
Oh my
footwork
God.
drills with it.
I used to
dude.
spend like 3
And
hours
shield
in
work.
the fucking gym. I would fight.
What are you
I
talking
would
about?
fight 10 fucking rounds in a ring.
That's what we have to do too, man.
Dude's matching him on everything.
Hold on. So, you're telling me, so how often would you train for this upcoming fucking event?
Probably like 3 times before you went.
We'd have fighter practice like 3 times a week. And
For a
it'd be
week
like
before they
for
Oh
went.
my God. I want to fight you right now in the fucking parking
And you
lot.
would sweat your ass off. It's so hard to do that shit, man. And then we would
Would
have
you run like miles on end to get the cardio?
Yeah, we had to wear our armor and run around the neighborhood, and that shit was so embarrassing.
How many would
dude.
you,
have a
would you do
question.
like 2 laps around the block?
You do
and
like
then
2 miles.
Go in for like
I have a
ice
question.
cream and cake.
So you're
for celebration.
I see Burger King or McDonald's. You're saying that like the
Tasty
fat
Freeze.
chicks there, or like they've trained and they're in good shape?
No, they never.
They just
fight.
ate
they're
the
just
shit.
they're just
never
the eye
fight.
candy.
There's other things.
They're
There's
just the
other,
reward.
There's other things that they do. They have like medieval music
Kegels.
tournaments, and they have like
Bagels. Look how many balls she can hold in a vagina.
I picture Kegels as them picturing up the fake
they
keg
have,
with
they
their
have,
pussy.
fill her,
Crushing it like a beer can and then dropping
fill
it.
her pussy with spirits so we can drink from it.
That is not Captain Morgan's. It is Brown Peninsula.
Grand Peninsula.
That's it. It's
Penarski or whatever
It's as
you're
good as what you call
So
it.
would you say so everybody was super fucking trim and fit and like fucking shredded?
No, these
Only
dudes,
Tony.
a lot of these dudes are fat. But
Here's
It's fat guy martial arts. Fat guy
That's
martial
why
arts, dude.
I doubt. No, but yeah, but I trained in a fucking gym where everyone was fucking
I've seen
shredded.
tons of fucking fat karate assholes.
No, but I'm talking.
I've seen tons of fat
I'm talking
dudes be like,
legit.
Do you know? Back on him
you know the
because
G
it matters.
points, like the 5 G points. Like I've seen.
I'm
fat
talking
dudes do it.
legit dudes that will go in the ring and spar and shit.
Now here's the deal: these dudes like were fat, but they had huge arms. Like these dudes, like were
So they could just hug the shit out of you.
Can't just be on your gun. It has to spread to the rest of your body.
I picture, like Cowboys versus Aliens is a movie. I want to do like a Ren Fair versus Karate. DeWitt has his team. O'Neill has his team.
I took
Muay Thai versus Ren Fair. There's a reason why Red Fair isn't one of the styles that MMA guys study when they get into mixed martial arts.
Dude, Tony's
Muay
dad
Thai, wrestling, and jiu-jitsu are the three staples.
It's going to start being more prevalent.
Dude, Tony's dad was a knight. You think he...
I think I could go in there and beat the fuck out of 99%, maybe minus Tony. That's only because I'm tired of whipping ass all the way through the whole thing.
All right, so when I took boxing lessons,
For 3 weeks. I got made fun of by the girl at the sporting goods store when you bought the gloves.
You can't learn anything in 3 weeks in boxing.
But the dude who was training me knew I was throwing good punches because I was using my old medieval skills.
He said that because he wanted to keep you coming back.
Like
$80
I was throwing the fuck out of punches, dude.
That's fucking a carpal boss, dude, from hitting punching shit.
Carpal boss.
For 20 years.
Oh, that bump! You have a bump on your wrist.
Yeah, it's like arthritis from punching shit.
Dude, it's super awesome. Because
wait, Brent? I remember you like. Did you ever fight anything?
I used to spar all the
No, were you
time.
ever in tournaments or do
No.
anything? You didn't. You trained for 20 years and did nothing with.
No, I did.
You didn't get a fucking fat chicks.
tournaments. I did tournaments.
we did fighting
and we
tournaments,
fought,
man.
and then we used to have
you win
underground
trophies?
fighting in the backyard.
What do you mean? Like what?
People
backyard
from
wrestling?
other towns would come over and we'd fucking fight each other.
You're in Valpo throwing down Roadhouse.
Well,
style?
no, we were. Where were? Oh, what the fuck?
It was an underground taekwondo
What's that town
circuit?
across the freeway?
We were in Lake County in that fucking
Lake
shit old
County.
town.
Oh yeah.
Well, if anyone's from around there, we're the bulletproof lounges.
I can't let this go. I got to ask you something.
Jesus Christ.
Would you consider somebody who'd mastered nunchucks to be a master of a certain type of martial art? Like
I
a
would
nunchuck?
consider him not a fighter. I would consider him a guy who probably wasted a lot of his life studying a really crappy form of of physical
But
expression.
martial means fighting, right? Martial means war. So
I'm talking
it is
about-
a martial art.
I'm talking about
By
something that-
definition,
a
it's
deadly
if
art.
you went on the street and some fucking guy grabbed your lady, could you beat the fuck out of this guy?
Yes, because I'm a big fat dude. Also, because that medieval rage will help.
And
too,
also
man.
saying, have you been in a ring where you're fucking legitimately can get injured and you
But I
and
was
you feel that
legitimately injured.
fear?
I was legitimately injured.
No, but I'm saying
There's only one way to
legitimate
settle this.
feel that fear where you're like, I can probably get fucking hurt fighting here.
Yes.
And
Let's
I
go
could
to
get
medieval
knocked out by
times.
punching in the face. But it's you and another man, no weapons, the real way, the right way, mano a mano, and you're there and you want to fucking...
Dude, he has 3
Hurt
weeks
somebody.
of boxing class to go back to, and Tony's dad in the
I'm
backyard.
just saying, like, I did it for years, and like with the big field battle, it's 1,000
I
on
think-
1,000, and that shit is that's a rush, dude. When you're running full force at someone with a fucking wooden sword, and you're gonna fucking.
Does anyone ever have to take a break halfway to the charge? You're like, hold on, I gotta take a knee. All right.
How was Tony's dad as a coach? Was he kind of encouraging? Was he an angry coach?
He was a real fucking stickler. He
Really?
was a kind of a. He was a taskmaster, dude. He would hit us and shit.
So he was more like the Cobra Kai than Mr. Miyagi.
Oh, absolutely, dude. He would hit us, and then
You
he
use
would.
the word slope. What do you mean?
Was
just like an angrier style.
He would always be like, "You're Prince Valianting. That's Prince Valiant. Don't do a fucking Prince Valiant."
shit.
Which
What do you
is
want to
like-
be the blue feather camp, Tony?
But like Prince Valiant's like when you swing your sword like real flamboyantly and then pull your shield back to make it look dramatic. Well, you're opening yourself up to get clocked.
Oh,
so
he
he'd be
doesn't
like,
appreciate
no.
I
that.
can see his dad in the real world when he sees like a bunch of gay guys with his buddies when they're in suits and ties. He's like, real blue feather. Those blue feathers right there.
And he's rubbing fucking mushroom
Well, this
paint on his
dude-
face.
There was this one blue feather who
Dude, here's my problem with the fighting is that like the majority of these people sound out of shape. And
Yeah,
I don't
a lot of
think
them.
And they're
any
not
of
in the gym
them
6 days a week, so Ryan
but a
doesn't
lot of
respect
them are
You could
like
fight-
ex-Marines and stuff like that. There's like maybe I would say
How many ex-Marines?
I'd-
are
how
fucking-
ex
At
are
least
they?
3.
Like they thought about
I
it
would
listening?
say at least 50% of the people who do this are ex-military. Just
I
because
want
how they like it.
confirmation
Like
on
at
that.
least
All right,
half.
I
I would say
No.
the majority are doing
like combat
paintball
military or
shit.
like.
No, but it's just like paintball with swords,
I think
dude,
the
you know?
50% of them wanted to go but couldn't
No,
because they had asthma.
no, it
Or couldn't
really
beat the
is.
phys-
It's
couldn't
not
touch
a
their
nerd.
toes.
It's not like because if they're gonna do that, they'll just LARP.
How
You know what
many?
I'm saying? They
How
won't
many
actually
guys
fight each other?
How many guys there can actively see their penis?
Well, I couldn't see my penis until about 5 weeks ago when I went on the Atkins diet.
I picture a lot of guys just power walking toward, like in the big rush.
In
at the
fact,
beginning.
Yeah, like
They
a big,
have-
like, don't wid yourself yet, Mordecai.
They have a dancing class. They have a medieval dancing class for plus-size couples only. It teaches you how to deal
So
with it.
basically, a dancing class for everyone there.
Everyone's
A regular dancing class.
You mean dance class?
I say we all go. I'm going to start a space camp near it, and it's only for
I hope
NASA stuff.
Out of our listeners, that I get a lot of support for this.
Let me just tell you the story about this blue feather. He would kill people, and then he brought a blue feather to stick on the people he killed. So they
You
knew.
knew you got killed by a gay
Yeah,
guy,
yeah,
so it was very
yes.
humiliating.
What
There you go. You just got killed by a blue feather. Like
what is that?
like that.
Right.
What does it mean to get killed? Like,
If you get hit in the head hard enough or the chest hard enough, so had it been a real
Who
sword,
deems
it would have
it
killed
hard
you.
enough?
It's an honor system.
so there's a lot of go down, peasant.
There's a lot of
Are there a lot of notorious cheats?
yeah, and they're called rhino hiders, and they cheat sometimes. And like
Like the guys that get hit with a paintball, no one sees it.
Yeah,
they
yeah.
brush it off.
yeah,
Why rhino hider?
because it's like their skin's so thick that they
thick.
can absorb any.
They didn't have rhinos back then. Fuck you.
See, the difference between your
Run
honor
with
system
vanity.
and like real Muay Thai fighting is like when you get hit, like you go down because of the pain and
I got knocked on my ass with a
not
halberd,
like
dude.
oh that
With a
felt
what?
like it would
A
knock me
halberd.
out.
I got hit with a giant
that a
axe
fat
so
dude?
hard. A big fat guy hauled back.
No, I meant you call a fat dude a halberd.
No, that's a good name, but like a huge,
Fat halberd.
We're just assuming that he's a big fat
a
guy.
huge fat guy. I charged him, and he turned the axe sideways.
Fat Halbert.
Halberd.
Halibert.
He turned the axe sideways, and he fucking punched me. He fucking punched me
like a shove. Oh,
like this, and he fucking shoved it out. And
Oh,
he,
like a broomstick
and
across
he
your
knocked
body?
me like fucking 10 yards back. He hit me
in
so
your chest?
hard. He hit me in the shield.
Did you have
and
to
I
die
fell
because
all
it
the
hit
way
you?
back.
He hit him in the shield.
My shield weighed about 20 pounds.
When
It was
you-
like oak.
when
and
you
fucking,
die-
it was the worst.
When you die, do you have to lay completely still?
yeah, you do.
So you can't just take that blue feather off. You'd be like, fuck it.
how long do you have to lay there? Hours?
You have to lay until they call a hold and
Like
and
every 10
remove the
minutes, they
dead.
do a timeout.
Could you ever just be injured?
Hey, Ryan,
and
do they
then
ever do
capture
timeouts in
you?
Yeah,
Muay Thai
yeah.
fighting, like do a hold to get you
Wait,
out?
hold on. You hit me too hard. You knocked me back.
If
I heard
you-
if you're dead, a fat lady can mount you. and
If
just
you
fuck
get
with
hit in the leg, you have to go down on your knees. If you get hit in the arm, you
Oh,
can't
that's
use
just
that
like Muay
arm.
Thai, except when you get hit hard in the leg, you're going down because you can't stand on it in real life.
I feel like this is just as illegitimate. Is what I feel.
There was a time in La Jolla. I wasn't there, but when Steve Renazizi, who's in Daddy Knows Best, our series, in the comic, he asked Ryan to leg kick him
Why?
because he was like, I think, just drunk and he wanted it.
What, he wanted you to kick him
he
in the
wanted
leg?
me to give him a leg kick.
And he was like, dude, I don't want to do
Where,
it.
in the chest or what?
No,
in
no,
the
kick
leg?
him in the leg. Like me, give him
Your
a kick in
karate
the
kick
leg.
or whatever bullshit you do in the
Muay
leg?
Thai leg kick, which is bad.
Uh-huh.
And you can.
I gave him 50% and dropped him. And he's like, "Oh fuck, O'Neal, ah!"
But he had
oh.
begged him. Like, he was like, no, I don't want to do it. He's like, you don't think I can take it? Like, that sort of thing. He's like, all right.
And then
I
he was
guess.
like, he had to go up on stage. I gotta fucking perform. What the fuck? That's a 50%, and it may have only
Wait,
been
if
30.
we did this fight, man, I feel like it'd be terrible because you'd be kicking me. I'd be in
He
armor.
beat the shit out of you.
No, but you're.
I also have
kicking me.
unbelievable stamina. I only run uphill.
What does that mean?
I only run uphill.
And then what do you do? Paraglide down, you fucking
Dude,
asshole, and repel?
Ryan's a guy, and we have another friend, and all they talk about is the three of us, and I could care less about this. This guy, he and our friend John are like dying for the apocalypse because they think that they're gonna be warlords. Like, they think like this
I've
is
got
their
a
time
sword
to
at
shine.
home, like a real sword.
But this is
People are going to have
because of
guns,
that,
dumb
because-
shit.
Hey,
you have
guess
a
what?
sword, I
Hey.
will fucking shoot you.
No, here's the deal.
You're like the Cold Steel guy. Like, you
But
really
here's the
think these
deal.
are effective weapons.
Guess what? A sword doesn't run out of bullets, dude.
Oh, that sounds like your bumper sticker.
That's gotta be on a shirt.
That's got to be a t-shirt. A sword. A picture of Andrew in like ill-fitting armor, and it says, a sword doesn't run out of bullets. And it's a bunch of Thunderdome dudes behind him just like looking at him like, what the fuck is wrong with this kid?
Just yelling at a pedestrian. There was one time that reminds me. I was in this mall when I was growing up,
in
I was
armor.
a teenager. Maybe I was with my parents. I don't remember if I was with my friends or parents. But there was like a bunch of these medieval dudes walking around, and they were like, they basically looked like one guy had like this long trench coat.
For the holidays or just
No, they were just walking around
maybe
the
they were
mall.
training.
They were like teenagers. This guy had a fucking huge real sword. Like,
That's
just
not legal.
No, and the security guy went up to him and was like, dude, what are you doing? And the guy's like, just walking around with my sword,
Just
whatever.
having a good time, bro.
Yeah, dude.
and I'd imagine he may have said swords don't run out of bullets.
Dude, when you have 1,100 rounds of ammunition,
That's
you're
1100
not going to
dead
run
nerds.
out for a while.
Yeah, I saw Last
So-
Samurai, okay? I know what happens. Everyone cries because guns beat sword, all right? But eventually,
Those
my
swords
children in the post-apocalyptic wasteland
as long as you
will
don't
use
get
the
shot
sword.
for the first few years, like people will have bullets for years.
Oh, you mean he
and you'll
should
get
Oh,
shot. You'll get
when the
shot.
apocalypse comes, DeWitt like camps out for 2 or 3 years, and when they're out of
Yeah.
bullets, he comes out. And
you
just-
hide
He's like,
in-
who's laughing now, bitches? And I'm running around with a two-handed
yeah,
sword.
everybody's already dead or raped to death, dude. How the fuck is that going to be?
I want to
Well,
die
because
pretty
there's gonna
quickly,
be-
I think.
I feel like O'Neill will be like taking horse manure and getting the saltpeter out of it and making fucking
yeah,
like,
we're gonna make.
you know what I'm saying?
Well, I need
You're gonna
someone-
make black powder. Have you made black powder before? I learned how to make it.
No, he just
in
got out of
middle
Mexico
school.
when he was
We used to
15. It's
reload
like
our. I
dynamite.
haven't made it, but we reload our own bullets. and
It's
shit.
you if you drop
Who's
it. and
we?
shit,
Your
it
militia?
catches on
What are you,
fire.
my brother. and
Our
our
friend
buddy.
John.
It's very dangerous.
Our friend John.
You and I should team up. And
we would kill everybody.
Fire out. You
We're
got,
gonna
you got a
need-
sword guy and a gun guy, and I'll say.
We'll have
I'll
Jeff.
be dead.
Jeff's gonna need to keep our women clean. The
I'll
women
be
that we
dead.
collect on the way. He'll have to bathe them so
If
they're
the world,
suitable.
if the world
to
is so
sex
far
with me.
gone, I want nothing to do with it.
Oh, I want to repopulate it. I want to change the
With your
world.
what?
What's the point?
Dude, it's survival. You don't have that instinct inside you? I mean, where you want to fucking live?
I mean, I do, but if it's like,
you know what?
if it's like
I
Mad
know
Max
exactly how you
Thunderdome,
feel
just-
because I fantasize about that, and I also fantasize that like
About ice cream?
I'll wake. No, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why would you say that to your best friend? You fucking animal.
that is hurtful.
That was a low blow.
So
That was like when that guy took his fucking his helper and hit him in the shield.
So you fantasize about the apocalypse and what
I
else?
also fantasize I'll wake up in a real life Dungeons and Dragons world, and some of the people that I know in real life will be there, but
And
they
you're
won't know
training-
how to use spells
And you're
and
gonna
stuff,
be the-
and I'll
the
be the
pimp?
fucking dude.
Dude, here's
That's how I
why
make myself fall asleep at night.
we should team up because I think I could kill a kid with bread during the apocalypse when I
Wait,
get hungry.
What?
Listen,
For
when I get-
Brad or with Brad?
No, if he has food in his hand, I think I would kill because
Oh,
when I
you
get
said,
I
you
thought
said
you meant-
with bread,
yeah,
like,
I thought
like
you
a
meant you
stale,
left
a stale
bread
loaf of
out
bread,
and
you
then
just
No.
beat a
And
kid
then
with a
you
fucking
shoot a
loaf.
kid and
because
eat
when I get low blood sugar, I get fucking crazy. So I think I'll
Me
be able
too,
to just
dude.
I'll kill an old lady with beans. I won't have a problem with it.
Wait,
I'll
that
get
you
real
mean you're going to
crazy.
use beans again? You're still
No.
unclear on that.
Like I'll have the gun, but I think I could do it because I lose my mind if I haven't eaten.
My dad taught us
Get
to bow
real
hunt
crazy.
when we were kids. Maybe we could do bow hunting.
Why wasn't-
too.
My
Why-
brother
What are
used
you,
to
the
go bow
fucking
hunting,
Hunger
too.
Games now?
Why wasn't
Fucking
why wasn't it Tony's dad?
we've got guns, we got bow hunting, we got swords, we have.
I have a
we have this.
I know this kid who has a shitload of knives.
I think I'm the only
Throwing
guy
knives.
in this room. I think I'm the only man in Boner City. I don't have any weapons. Do you have weapons?
You don't
right?
want any
You have-
weapons,
you have
though.
guns,
Dan has
right?
guns.
I have guns
man.
and
You
shit,
have
but
medieval?
I'm not like looking forward to ever using them or like, oh man, I can't wait to kill the mailman and take his beef jerky or whatever the fuck you guys jack off to.
Dan, let's just say things in this life haven't quite worked out for me.
Our
I'm looking
friend,
for a do-over.
our friend John is
the
so-
apocalypse.
Our friend John left out of state to take some weird job. Hey John, if you're listening, and before he left, he gave Ryan, I want you to have some of my old food supply, like dehydrated.
I have like a 5-gallon.
Oh, like
bucket full of
astronaut
these.
ice cream and shit.
No,
for the
it's-
apocalypse.
No, it's like pancakes.
Do you know
and
how
good
to
shit.
can? Do you know how to can meat?
No.
I need to learn how to do that. I watched some YouTube videos.
You know what?
on
You'll be
canning
good
meat.
Here.
because I will just be.
Can this
I
meat.
will man like.
Yeah, you'll be the man
I'll do
and
an-
Andrew will be the
yeah,
woman with a sword.
I'll man an offensive.
Dual
to take-
survival.
to take over other people's camps while you
It would be
stay
a great
back
pair.
and
Yeah.
you keep our camp that is ever growing. You keep them hungry or fed, and you keep our food canned, and you go hunting.
Untrain them in swordplay.
While I mastermind overtaking other
I thought you were gonna
camps.
say while I masturbate.
Stand over you all and jerk off in a tree.
Can the meat while I beat my fucking balls.
I think there will be a lot of me just masturbating as I walk around my camp.
You
that I
can't waste that
control.
seed, dude. You got to get it.
No, I'll
repopulate.
throw it at women. Put it inside you.
This sounds like a lot to really strive to survive for.
I'm just gonna say this. Maybe I don't want that to happen. Maybe I don't.
Is it because you don't want to team with me?
No, I'm just saying, like, maybe like us throwing cum at women in a fucking squalid.
Might be a bad idea.
Now you see who you're teaming up
Maybe
with.
everyone we've ever loved being dead and you throwing cum out of a tree.
If everyone I love is
idyllic
dead,
situation.
then I won't give a shit.
This guy's gonna be
I'll
a
go
warlord,
crazy.
dude.
I gotta tell you though, I
I'll be
feel
like the Lord's Resistance.
I feel
Army
like he
type
would
shit.
survive. I feel like O'Neill would survive, man.
Yeah, he has a hunger for it.
But it's such a hellish existence, dude.
Dan would survive too, but in an awful OCD
I would just
way.
get you guys to do
know?
shit for me and just fucking.
Dan would
just-
survive. He'd somehow make a computer out of like spare parts.
He would be
Like
the
an old
like
first
some real
payphone.
shitty like ET
like an old
speaking stuff.
payphone and like
No, you know,
He would be the first guy to get a podcast going again.
Hey guys,
This is a sign that things are getting better. There's a podcast out.
guys
what if
where
Boone,
Ohio
what if
used
Boone
to be.
was the guy?
yeah,
who
no, I
survived
team
from
up with
us?
Boone. He has Boone
Boone
Shakalaka.
would survive. He's
He
a
can find
cockroach.
food and
You know
cans.
who Boone would be in the apocalypse? Remember how?
Boone Shakalaka.
I think we need to say who Boone is for those
Okay,
out there
so
who don't know.
do it, Dan.
Boone is my 52-year-old gay black transvestite homeless open mic comedian stalker that has been in love with me for the last 11 years since the first time I ever did the open mic at the comedy.
I'm like
Show
a
11
side
years ago.
mistress though. When you're not around,
Yeah, he
comes
loves
on to
Jeff
me.
and he loves another David Taylor's brother. He loves his brother too.
And he hates me because he thinks I cock block him from getting with you guys.
And about a year and a half ago, another comedian, Ari Shafir from the Skeptic Tank podcast, gave Boone my cell phone number. So Boone calls me about 8 to 12 times a week and leaves
That
about a
was-
3 or 4 minute voicemail.
By the way,
one time,
Oh, that was or was that you fucking assholes?
I didn't give him. I
one
would never give
time
him your number.
we were getting ready to drive Boone to your house to drop him off in front, but then we
You
got
know that's
nervous
a bad idea.
because we thought you might murder him.
Yeah,
a
I might
drunk-
murder you.
No, you would murder him.
No, because we would just leave and just say, keep knocking.
you should
like, I'm like,
never do that because Boone will break in there and steal everything.
No,
he
Boone,
wouldn't.
Boone
He
would
would
kill my
dynamite.
wife and wear her skin and try
I
and
know,
fuck
but
me,
we
you
thought
idiots.
this would be sweet if you actually did kill Boone.
Danny, come in here. I'm your wife now.
Oh, God.
we had a
he
grocery.
would, he
all
would
of you.
scalp her, put her blonde hair on.
It was going to
and
be
he'd
like an
"Oh,
orphan,
Danny."
an orphan situation. We had a grocery car. We're going to put him in there like a baby. Just leave him on your door.
Like Moses, but like down a river, but down the hill.
Here's how Boone talked. Oh, Danny. Oh,
Jason Tebow does
fucking
the best.
exhausted.
Does
He
the
does
best
do a
Boone.
great fucking
Hey,
Boone.
that's been about an hour. I think that's a good place to stop
Yeah.
the podcast.
Yeah, absolutely.
we
Uh,
talked nothing about what we intended.
No,
to.
but we
We
got
could cover it
a
the
lot of
next
shit
time.
done. Also, the guys Danish and O'Neill, since they share one brain, they now have a Twitter handle. It's Danish and O'Neill.
And we're thinking
all one
about
word.
maybe getting a single, individual
Splitting.
ones.
You're so
You
lazy.
know,
Ryan,
take your
you don't
time.
even-
I'm not late.
You don't even have a smartphone.
I have a regular phone.
Do you have like a fucking like a what do
All
you call
I do
those?
is I use it for emergencies.
But you can tweet from a computer. What happened to that?
Well, I don't even know if Ryan.
I
has a
like to
computer.
I like to keep my computer a computer, my phone a phone.
Yep.
Okay, well, you can tweet them
I agree.
at Danish and O'Neill.
And when the apocalypse comes,
And
we
you
won't
could-
have to
you
worry
could
about
tweet-
any of this bullshit.
yes, and you can tweet Andrew at Dewitt. And you
Is
could,
that your Twitter?
Yeah.
yes, that's
pretty
Dewitt.
good. I like
And you can tweet me at Dan Bilek, which is impossible to spell, so you'll never find that.
It's Bialyak.
Okay, that's not even.
That's what I used to think it
it's
was.
Polish.
Are you
It's just-
are you
it's
related
just
to
Polish.
Mayim Bialik?
No, it's not. I don't know her. I didn't major in
We
science.
call
I'm not
you.
good at math.
Can we tell everyone we call you the B?
Can you not call
You're just
me
the B.
Can you not?
The
ever
B
call
is for business and boss man.
Okay, I fucking
And
hate you all.
Bilek.
Anyway, this has been the. Well, I don't even know where we are anymore. This has been the Boner City USA podcast.
Wait, that's mundanity. You can't say Boner City.
Wait, did you say Boner City?
Guys,
Boy,
exactly. This has been the Boner City podcast presented by dorksplosion.com. Please subscribe to us on iTunes and check us out.
Play us
on
out,
the-
Dan.
Yeah, I'm going to play us out, you idiot. And also check out all the web series on dorksplosion.com. A lot of the guys that do
This
these
is how he
podcasts
was
voice them.
pissed when he came out at his party with that baseball bat and chased those kids
I'm
away.
gonna before the
special
police
treat,
chopter
came
special
out.
treat to end this episode. I'm gonna put the video of Ryan and Jeff dancing dressed as my mother and deceased father at my Halloween party 5 years ago on the link for this series. So
Dad,
for
we'll
this
be better,
episode,
Dad. We'll be better.
You,
Don't
will,
do
you
it.
will not be. Again, FordExplosion.com. This has been Boner City USA with Dan Bilek, Andrew DeWitt, Jeff Danish,
Ryan O'Neill.
and Ryan O'Neill. Thanks so much. See you next time.